Hey everybody, Will Fix here. Got another video for you today. By the way, like and subscribe if you like stuff about XRP and digital assets. Today's video gonna show an article by a friend of mine. I call him Maximus, and Max did a great article on Quant, discussing on the the difference between tokenizing property or tokenizing securities. Which one would be better, quicker, faster, and is going to show up as a bigger asset on the chain. And after the Quant video, I got Quincy Jones had a panel of people, and they were discussing XRP AMM, and some interesting points were brought up about the AMM, and Quincy doesn't have a lot to say on the topic, but the clips are very valid. Quincy now has his own YouTube page, and he's posting quite often. So I know y'all love Quincy Jones like I do. He's a brilliant fellow. So that's what today's videos are. First, let's take a look at the market. Okay, let's take a look at my watch list. Looks like Bitcoin's at $47,540, so we're up 5% there. XRP's up some. We're at 52 cents. It's up 1.29%. XLM is up. We're up 1.89%. It's at 11 cents. HBAR is up 2%. It's at 7 cents, almost 8 cents. Quant is up $104.63. LUNC looks like it's up a couple percent. I still follow it, but I don't own much of any of it. XDC is up 2%. We're at 4 cents. And looks like Jasmy's up 4.57%, 0.005. My buddy Max of Maximus Crypto, he's a good friend of mine. Love the guy so much. He's a good close friend. He has a post that I love on Quant, so I want to go over that with you. Will tokenized securities have more of an effect on price action because the simple fact that they are more likely to be purchased and sold regularly versus a tokenized home, for instance? Well, this depends on several factors and needs nuance. Here's a breakdown with both arguments for and against the statement. Arguments for the statement: liquidity. Securities by nature are designed to be traded frequently, leading to a more active market and constant price fluctuations. Tokenized securities could inherit this behavior, potentially increasing volatility compared to tokenized homes, which are traditionally less frequently traded. Fractional ownership. Tokenized securities often allow fractional ownership, enabling more investors to participate, increasing trading volume and potentially impacting price action more noticeably. Global access. Blockchains facilitate easier cross-border trading in tokenized securities, potentially expanding the investor pool and influencing price discovery due to increased demand and sell pressure. Maturity of markets. Tokenized security markets are still nascent. Nascent means new, but looks like it's coming into play and going to work out. With lower overall trading volume compared to traditional markets, this could limit their immediate impact on price action compared to established markets. Regulations. Regulatory uncertainty surrounding tokenized securities could dampen investor participation in trading activity, affecting their immediate influence on price action. Underlying asset value. Ultimately, the price action of both tokenized securities and homes is driven by the perceived value of the underlying asset. High volatility in one doesn't guarantee the same for the other. The significance. Despite the nuances, the potential impact of tokenized securities on price action is significant because it could do the following: increase market efficiency. Faster and more transparent settlement systems enabled by blockchain could improve market efficiency, potentially reducing bid-ask spreads and making prices more reflective of real-time supply and demand. Democratize access. Tokenization could provide broader access to a wider range of investments, potentially increasing participation and influencing price discovery mechanisms. Raise regulatory concerns. Increased price volatility and potential manipulation risks associated with tokenized securities could prompt tighter regulations impacting market dynamics. In conclusion, while tokenized securities have the potential to impact price action more than tokenized homes due to their inherent trading characteristics, the actual impact depends on multiple factors, including market maturity, regulations, and underlying asset value. The significance lies in the potential for increased efficiency, wider access, and regulatory challenges associated with this emerging market. Then Max says, check out my latest video that goes into detail on how Quant will even tokenize securities. Remember Larry Fink talking about this in a few interviews? And the huge impact that it will make, not just for institutions, but especially for us who hold the Quant token. Quant is going to be massive. Stay patient. A special shout out and thanks to Quant Papa for the help in the research in this outline. And then there's his YouTube video, Connect to Everything Bigger Than Bitcoin, 99% Don't See It. Thank you. So here's the clip from Quincy Jones channel, and he's got a panel of people discussing the XRP AMM, and I know that's a pretty popular topic. So let's check this clip out.
In regards to what do you think about the SEC ruling and how that might affect the AMM?
I'll offer my opinion on it. I don't know if you guys remember, but a long time ago, those of you who have been following me for a while, remember when I did a YouTube video and I touched on the SEC attacking DeFi. Remember Celsius and those other platforms that were offering yield on things like USDC, etc. And I said, you know, there were talks about the automated market maker even then. And I said, I wonder how this is going to come into play if you see the XRP ledger essentially offering DeFi, right? So this is something that's been on my mind for a long time. Now, what do I think about this now? Well, I think the SEC says a lot of stuff. Okay. I think you if you haven't learned by now that these folks are the type of folks who will take poo and throw it at a wall and hope that something sticks, then, you know, this is what we're dealing with here. All right. I don't. Here's the problem with that, okay, that they're going to run into. You have these people who are going to be contributing and using their XRP to receive some sort of yield, but it's not in the form of fiat and it's not in the form of XRP, right? You're going to be receiving a liquidity pool token instead, if I'm not mistaken. So that could place another hurdle in their attempted battle against the XRP developers and platform. I don't see them being able to attack this, and there's another hidden reason behind it, in my opinion. When we talk about the replacement of the correspondent system, I don't think this is where the institutional influx of capital will likely happen. Once you see the gradual migration away from the correspondent system, and they start having that desire there to control those pools essentially to benefit off of that arbitrage. So there's going to be financial incentives provided, obviously, that the larger institutions would be able to benefit from more so than, you know, a smaller fish in the pond like a retail holder, right? You and I are not in a position to absorb any sort of large loss out of any of those pools, right? An institution can rebound and bounce back from that. Now, does an institution jump in, 100% once the amendment is passed and the text available? No. That doesn't work that way. It'll happen gradually. It'll happen over time. And to Daniel's point, it will be great, but it takes time. All right. And you have to be patient with this. All right. This isn't an overnight thing. But do I think the SEC is going to have much leverage going after them for this purpose? Probably not, because in the end, they're essentially banking lobbyists, man. I mean, let's be real here. Gary Gensler is one of the largest banking lobbyists I've ever seen in my life. So the same institutions that are eventually going to benefit from these very liquidity pools are the same ones that are likely going to make sure that, this thing isn't, that's not going to happen. All right. That's just not, in my humble opinion, that's not going to happen. And I could be wrong, but I would take that with a grain of salt for now and see what further developments happen before we get up in arms about, oh no, our liquidity pool tokens are going to be deemed securities and it's going to hinder the utility of this entire thing. And, we're never going to see any significant returns, right? Let's just relax and see how this plays out.
Okay, well, I would say to that, I mean, that's 100% accurate as far as what I think. But, the other side of that coin is, what if they have what they feel like should be in place, because those banks that you're talking about, maybe a few of them are already working currently. But that's also, and that statement's a double-edged sword, because if they were, and then the way they went about it would make it seem like that was a sale of securities. So, like, we're just going to have to wait and see if you get one of them.
Well, here's the thing with that, right? Stellar blockchain has an automated market maker, right? There's several protocols out there that already have liquidity pools. So why, my whole thing is, why is the focus being placed directly on the XRP ledger when some of these AMMs and liquidity pools have been in existence for years? I mean, this is, I hate to be a conspiracy theorist. I really do. But this is where you have to start asking yourself, is this some sort of nefarious concerted effort against the XRP ledger and Ripple? And I will always, a part of me, the logic in me will say, T, you're just being tinfoil hattish. But then the other side of me is always going to look back to the fact that they're the only digital asset that's been tested successfully to replace the correspondent system that is essentially their livelihood. These guys make a ton of money off of this stuff, man. And this is why I told people years ago, they will kick and fight and scream until they figure out a way that they're going to benefit off of whatever is going to replace that system. And this is not going to be easy. Being invested in any of this stuff, I don't care what asset it is. If you didn't get in Bitcoin and Ethereum early, or Quant, or some of those that have already ballooned up, man, this is going to be hard. It's a hard road. Okay, I'm not here to BS anyone and make you guys feel good. This is hard. This is not easy, all right? It's psychologically difficult, and it's going to take some mental fortitude. It's going to take some research, and it's going to take some self-confidence within your investment for you to make it through this, all right? I'm not going to lie to any of you here, all right? They're not going to make this easy, okay? But if you're willing to hold on to whatever asset you hold that's going to be offering real-world utility and problem-solving solutions, in the future, I think you're going to be very, very surprised and very, very satisfied, in my humble opinion. Meta.
But the thing is, what's the special sauce of the AMM? What makes it different from other blockchains, AMMs, on the XRPL?
So compared to other AMMs, this is literally one of the simplest implementation that exists. So it's not that special. So there are a couple of things like the fee voting and the auction slots, where you can get a discount on the fees, which you could think of, okay, that's not so common in the space, but from a technical perspective on how shit works, we're pretty normal. The AMM will do great for the XRPL if this all plays out the way we think this is going to play out with stablecoins, blah, blah, blah. I think in the short run, tokens will benefit more from that than XRP itself, and then over time, XRP will take that spot where it belongs. Hopefully, in combination with clawback, we're going to see a decent stablecoin issue coming in, right? Because if we have a decent stablecoin issue and then we have a good working AMM, that will be a great option. On and off ramps is another thing that needs to be fixed in the future, but that will take some time, right? So hard to figure out how this will play out. It's just a necessary step in the evolution of the ledger. So that's my take on it. I have high hopes, but I doubt a lot will happen in the short.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. See you next time.